I'm Lily and welcome to Mont Marte TV. In today's lesson we're going to be drawing this beautiful Clydesdale Bella, so let's get into it. Now I've decided to use one of my favourite mediums, Mont Marte oil pastels, and I love them because it's like painting but without the mess. So there's 24 in this pack, and that's honestly all you need because you can mix and layer as many colours as you want. And for our paper, I'm using the A3 Mont Marte pastel pad, and it's just perfect for oil pastels. And the coloured paper is a great middle tone, and it gives the finished painting real warmth. So grab your trusty HB pencil and let's get drawing. We have provided a PDF version of this lesson with the drawing and photo for your reference at montmarte.net. I like to start with the biggest shapes first. If you have trouble separating the shapes, try squinting. Squinting blurs out the fine details so you can focus on the large blocks of colour and shapes. Once you have the basic head shape, put in the mane and the different coloured hairs on the head. Refine your image from there and use the eraser to remove any mistakes or guidelines once you're happy with your drawing. Well, that's the drawing done, so let's get painting. And the first step is to do the underpainting, and it's just like oil paint. So start with the big blocks of colour. I think I'll start with the Van Dyke brown. Like oil painting, you start with thin coats of colour and you just get the basic colours down first. You can see I'm placing the Van Dyke brown in all of the dark areas. Now grab your burnt sienna and put that in all of the reddish areas around the ears and in long downward strokes on the mane. Because the colour is warm, put some more on areas that are in sunlight, such as the cheek and around the eye. Then onto the yellow ochre. Scribble this all over the background. We need to do this to get a nice vibrant shade of green in the next step by laying over the olive green. Layering colours instead of putting on just one perfect colour may seem odd, but the layers of colour optically mingle and give the completed image a beautiful glow. I'm just placing in some darker greens and brown to represent the trees in the distance, but leave a few areas of green showing through to add interest. Alright, let's add some dimension and put in lights and shadow. And for these, it's blue and yellow. We do this because shadows are generally cool colours like blue and green. The areas in sunlight are warm colours such as yellow and orange. Using these colours really helps to create a three-dimensional look in a picture. So half of Bella's nose will be sky blue and the other half will be lemon yellow. If you want to deepen a shadow, use the dark blue. This will be much more effective than black, because the black would just flatten the colours. Back to the nose, and on the blue part add some grey and add some peach down the bottom. At this stage you can blend the peach into the grey as well. You can add some white now to the head, getting a nice thick layer on the lemon yellow bits. Right, onto the mane. This is easy, just add stripes of Van Dyke brown, yellow ochre, raw sienna and a little black. Vary the areas of colour so that some are darker than others. You can see in the middle of the mane there is more of the burnt sienna, and where the light catches the strands there are light coats of yellow ochre. Leave the bottom of the mane free of pigment so that we can come back later and create fine detail with a blending stomp. We're going to enliven this background with a little bit of yellow and a little bit of green. Use little circles to create foliage, adding yellow in the light areas and dark greens to the shadows. You want lots of colour variation and texture. For the sky, block in a bit of sky blue and marine blue. Dot them into the trees to suggest the sky peeking through the leaves. Look how vibrant those colours are. Well, that's looking pretty good now. I think we're almost finished. You just go around and touch up any areas you think that need it. So I'm adding black to the eye and blending those bits where I can see paper showing through with a Mont Marte blending stump. This gives a lovely velvety look. And you can use it a bit like a paintbrush to push the oil pastel around and create finer details. The great thing about pastels is you can scratch them back with a sharp tool. This technique is great for removing mistakes as well as adding more texture. I'm putting fine hairs on the mane this way. Well, I hope you enjoyed that lesson, and until next time, keep on painting.